Hello, I'm Andrew Leinfelder, and this is my presentation on epistasis. So epistasis is defined as the interaction of genes that contribute to a single phenotype. But what does that really mean in practice? Well, let's take a real-life example, my cat, and let's pretend that his gray coat is caused by a dominant inhibitory pathway. So this means that in order to have a gray coat, he must have an A-linked enzyme, otherwise he would be white. But this A-linked enzyme can be inhibited by a dominant B inhibitor. So this would make it, if he had this dominant B inhibitor, then he would also be white. So there's two ways that he can be white, and only one way he can be gray. That's the only way he can be gray is if he has both a dominant A allele and a recessive B allele in total. So this is the genotypic phenotypic perspective. Now let's do a text cross to demonstrate what would happen if you had a dominant and recessive for both crossing with each other. So these are the results of the genotypes, but what do these results say? So these four are white because they do not have a dominant A allele that would enable them to be gray. But these are also white because they have a dominant B inhibitor, otherwise they would be gray, and the remaining are gray. For a 13:3 ratio, which is very low for gray. So now a test cross between a gray cat and not gray cat with the both dominant. One has dominant for one gene and one has recessive for the other. Now the results from that cross. Now half of them are not going to be gray because they don't have the enzyme for A, but a quarter of them are not going to be gray because of the inhibitor gene, and the remaining four are going to be gray. So this leads to a 3:1 ratio. So we can see that most of the time the inhibitor gene mixed with the fact that you have to have a dominant A allele will be working against you in a lot of these crosses, and you're going to end up with a lot of white cats. Here are my references, and thank you for watching my presentation.